Good afternoon and welcome to Game 4 of Bridge City Riot 2025. This is our last juniors game for the day, and we are going to see the Rose City Rollers National All-Stars, Rosebuds, take on Astra, Junior Roller Derby. Playing for the Rosebuds, we have 101 TNT, 14 Strawberry Short Fuse, 15 So Feisty, 177 Havoc, 220 Nicotine Kills, 314 Elbow Bell, 321 Spitfire, 408 Zoe Diggity, 46 Donna Dangerous, 503 Scar, 51 Nessie, 52 Madness, 619 Catastrophe, 867 Teen Titan, and 900 Fizzgig. I'm joined today on the mic by Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels, who's playing for Astra?
Let's see, here today for Astra, we've got, let's try number 09, Sasscracker, number 092, Apocalypse, 101 Slugbug, 112 Gnarly Quinn, 14 Violet, 18 Raven, 187 Foxy Dash, 26 Belladonna, 42 Slay Her, 49 Northern Frights, 918 Locked and Loaded, 92 Killer Quinn, and 975 Snitches Get Stitches.
Snitches Get Stitches is still one of my favorite names of the evening or of the day. Didn't introduce myself, but I am Dr. Omnomnomnivore. Happy to be emceeing with y'all on stream. Let me find my phone really quick so I can bring up YouTube. There's our whistle, which is going to indicate that we are starting this amazing junior roller derby game. And I'm just bringing up the stream here so that I can talk with y'all. You know, let us know who you're cheering for, team or player. Would love to have a conversation, dialogue, or a shout out for you. And here we are. Zoe Diggity is lead jammer for the Rosebuds All-Stars. Slayer jamming for Astra. Still, I was going to say stuck on initial, but actually ended up with a direction penalty, I think. What's going to pop up? There we go, multiplayer, actually. Zoe Diggity coming around on a scoring pass. 4 points on the board for the Buds. Zoe Diggity now in a power jam. So I see there's 20 people on the stream. Where are you from? Astra again is our Topeka, Kansas team. Slayer coming back on the track at this point. Zoe Diggity pushing up at the top of the pack against 092. That's Apocalypse, who put on a clinic in blocking on the first game of the day for Astra. Slayer is out. Number 177, Havoc, did make a swing for Slayer, stopped short of hitting Slayer. Zoe Diggity putting up another 4 points really quickly. That's a 16-point jam so far for the Rosebuds All-Stars. Beautiful bean dip around the outside. Fizz holding off number 18, Raven, so that Zoe Diggity can come through again. And it looks like Slayer actually went back to the penalty box at some point on a cut track. So this was a full minute of power jam that Zoe Diggity got. Hello again from Colorado, but moved in 2021. Oh, moved here, Oregon in 2021. You've been our constant companion on the stream today. I really appreciate it. Nothing like sitting at home and spending a whole day doing derby. South Dakota watching 92 to Paco. Oh, it's Apocalypse. I love Apocalypse. So we do have a slight roster change from the game earlier today, and we're going to see Spitfire jamming for the first time for the Buds up against Foxy Dash. Spit used to be on the Undead Avengers, but now is national travel team only. Foxy Dash up at the top of the pack, doing the patented jump and spin move. That is a Zoom Room Apex jump. Spit going ahead and calling it off.
That's actually been really impressive. Foxy's been doing that a couple times today.
I think it's Foxy's signature move, and it is really fun to watch.
It has been, absolutely.
So I wonder if we're going to get it on the replay here.
There she goes.
And here it is. Here's the spin move.
Wait for it.
Well, so close. Donna Dangerous, also a new jammer for this game, jamming up against Violet. Donna, always an incredibly fun jammer to watch. A little bit of friendly fire there, TNT falling and halting Donna's ability to go around the outside. Violet through and picking up 4 for Ad Astra. That should be a low block. It is a low block on 975. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, Spit. Becky watching from Topeka still for Ad Astra. Go Slayer, that's right, I remember. Were you going to say something? Did I interrupt you? Some confusion about who's supposed to be on the track. Oh, it's because Ad Astra has one sitting in the box currently. And that is Strawberry Short Fuse up against Northern Frights.
Oh, looks like they're going to go for a star pass. Ad Astra.
If the pivot on Ad Astra would pay attention to the pivot here. Yep. Northern Frights is calling for pivot number 101 there, 101 being Slugbug. And there is the star pass to Slugbug on Ad Astra. Strawberry Short Fuse coming through, picking up another 4.
And it looks like Ad Astra's pivot got away with the star and is chasing down Rosebuds jammer.
Strawberry Short Fuse probably going to call. Oh, picked up a forearm. So that is going to leave Slugbug in a power jam. And the jam will go the full 2 minutes. Are the pedals tomorrow? Yes, the pedals are tomorrow. They are game 7, pedals travel team, and that is an 11 a.m. start. We're excited to watch our littlest skaters. I do love the pedals.
Oh, absolutely.
Elbow Bell headed to the penalty box on a what?
What did we get here?
A G. That is a misconduct.
Ooh.
Unsporting conduct. Slugbug through for 4. Strawberry Short Fuse back on the track.
And she just pinballed her way through the pack and is out and going. And that's the jam.
Ad Astra with 8 on the board for that jam to the 16 for the Rosebuds. Nice replay there, courtesy of Radical Wheels. There's our whistle. So Diggity and Slayer. So Diggity through for lead. Slayer hit to the outside. Recycled back behind the pivot line.
Rosebud's jammer just flew through that pack.
Zo Diggity has a history of doing that, is well known for that. Little Zoom Room Apex jump. Ad Astra again looking for the pivot for a star pass. Multiplayer being called on Nicotine Kills. Zo Diggity blasting through once again, picking up another 4. And we do have a star pass on Ad Astra to Raven. go. Zodiggity through for another 4. In the last game, I learned, maybe it was not the last game, maybe, whatever. They all blend together at this point. But the JRDA sudden scoring rules, I had no idea they were a thing. But if one team has more than 150 points and the other team has less than 25, it goes to sudden scoring where nobody has to make an initial pass.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so it'll be, I'm pretty sure Ad Astra will get up to 25 points before that happens, but it is something to sort of keep an eye on. It's a JRDA only rule, I guess. Beautiful bean dip around the outside. Huge jam for Zodiggity, 28 points so far. 32 has been the highest jam so far in the tournament. And Zodiggity just beat that, or just hit that.
Looks like Raven just came back on the track out of the penalty box.
And that is the jam. If you want to sit, I don't know if you want to sit.
No, I do.
Okay.
It's fine. No, but I could.
All right, looking like for this one, it's Spitfire for Rosebuds. And Foxy Dash back out for Ad Astra. It looks like Spitfire got out ahead on the initial pass. As Ad Astra's jammer is still trying to work their way through the pod. And there they go.
Around the outside. Wow, they actually managed to get around. Is that, that's Elbow Bell.
Yeah.
Spitfire. Cheech going for the apex jump, not quite able to make it because of Apocalypse, I believe. Foxy Dash has completed an initial pass at this point, however. Spitfire in for a high block. Lead has been lost. Jam will go the full 2 minutes. Teen Titans so feisty. Madness. All in the back there. With a little side of Elbow Bell. Spitfire back on the track at this point.
Looks like, yep. Ad Astra had made a star pass.
Who's our new jammer now?
Looks like Slugbug has the star this time.
Perfect. Spitfire still going around, putting points on the board. Spit amazing at towing the line, quite literally, staying in bounds.
I've noticed that. I also saw that with Foxy Dash, not to mention with the spin moves. Foxy Dash loves to ride that outside line.
So Foxy Dash is Team USA, made the juniors national team.
That's impressive.
Which is kind of cool to know. And it shows, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. With those spins and riding the line like that, that is impressive.
I would like to take a second to say thank you to Porque No Taqueria, the sunniest place in Portland, voted the best tacos and Mexican food in PDX. I get too busy watching roller derby and I forget to do my ad reads.
Totally understand it. We kind of had a bit of that with the in-house earlier.
Rosebuds have crossed the century mark. Donna Dangerous jamming this time around against Violent Violet.
And she has made her way through the pack, and Ad Astra is out on their initial pass as well.
Donna Dangerous looking to put points on the board. I am unsure how that was not a penalty, but it wasn't.
And Ad Astra.
Scar and Havoc. Havoc grabbing a piece, but also going out of bounds. Resulting in only 3 points for Violent Violet. Just about a quarter of the way through this game so far. And I'd like to say thank you to Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. The Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is currently clear. There is nobody doing individual or group therapy at this time. And we've got Strawberry Short Fuse on that Jam on Hawthorne jammer line, along with number 49, Northern Frights for Ad Astra. Northern Frights running right into the back of a Bud's pod there. So Feisty taking the brunt of that. Strawberry Short Fuse working up at the top. One to beat.
And looks like she's...
Oh, Strawberry Short Fuse is getting an illegal contact, however. I don't...
Oh, lead jam.
Just kidding. Return to the track.
And back for 4. Ad Astra's jammer still struggling to get through that pod.
Northern Frights still working on an initial pass. Strawberry Short Fuse on the toe stops and a little bit of a spin move, picking up 4 more points. Nice hit to the outside there by game captain Stitches Get Snitches. Northern Frights does have the cap off at this point. And we have a star pass to number 42, Slayer. Forcing the call off by Strawberry Short Fuse.
Very nicely done. We would like to shout out 187 kilo pads, often imitating.
Would like to say thank you to 187 Killer Pads, one of the exclusive protective gear sponsors of RCR. 187 Killer Pads, often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. I love that the Buds make me think every time that they're going to do a sweep. That's what they set up for, and then they don't.
Yeah, I've noticed that the one bout I was watching, they just have it set up and then, like, confusion.
Ad Astra getting not lead jammer. Donna Dangerous is lead. Except that wasn't Donna Dangerous. That was Zodiggity.
Oh.
There was a whole bunch of interesting stuff there happening. Not quite sure.
It gets chaotic sometimes. Now we have Violent Violet up against
Spitfire.
Spitfire. Oh boy. Here we go.
There's our whistle. Penalty box is clear. We've got a full 5 on each team. Beautiful chase down attempt by 42 Slayer, but Spit does get lead jammer. It was a super slick pass, Becky. Violent Violet now out on initial, about, well, a quarter track behind and closing. Spitfire getting the indication to call it off, picks up 1 and holds Ad Astra scoreless on that jam.
Hey, Denver fans, don't forget to get on over to that merch booth. Check out all the cool merch from all of our home teams, all the
I love that Ad Astra came all the way from Topeka. I feel like Bridge City Riot is typically a pretty local tournament in terms of like Pacific Northwest. I mean, usually. Y'all can't see me, but I turned my head to talk to my production lead, who has been here for several BCRs with me. Now Donna Dangerous is jamming against Foxy Dash. Donna Dangerous is lead. TNT managing to stay in bounds with just one hand down. Oh, that was so beautiful. Riding the line on the outside, picking up a quick 4. Honestly, I expect nothing less of Donna. Such amazing lateral movement.
Nope.
Foxy Dash almost making it through. Oh, somebody was able to catch a piece of Donna, forcing a recycle. That's number 101, Slugbug. Ad Astra has the cap off And we have a pass to 42 Slayer. Donna has 8 on the board. TNT with a long drawback on Slayer. $187. Foxy Dash can really do everything. You know, was a jammer, but also appears to be very, very comfortable as a blocker. So Slayer still not able, or Ad Astra in general, not able to finish a initial pass here. Donna Dangerous continuing to rack up the points. Calls it with 7 seconds on the clock. We have just about 11 minutes left in this first period. I'd like to say thank you to Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud sponsor of RCR since forever. Thank you, Black Cat. I think plumbing and electrical are the 2 things that I'm glad that we have recommendations for. Those are like the 2 things that I'm always like, I just won't do that on my own in my house.
That's fair. I actually have some experience with electrical, but I still refer it out to somebody who knows more than I do.
Plumbing, though? I don't know anything about plumbing, other than, you know, when water is where water should not be.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Strawberry Short Fuse is our lead jammer for the Buds, and we've just had a star pass from Northern Frights to 187 Foxy Dash on Ad Astra.
That's one thing I've noticed about Ad Astra is they are not afraid to have their jammers turn to playing offense against the other jammer.
Not at all. And it's so much fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Watch the
There it is.
Watch the jammer of the one bout actually knock the other jammer out and then recycle them almost half a track back.
I remember seeing that. Strawberry Short Fuse, speaking of being recycled all the way to the pivot line by Snitches Get Stitches. But running through, finding a path through, finding Apocalypse on the other side.
Oh.
I feel like Strawberry Short Fuse worked for every single one of those points.
Oh,
Goodness.
Absolutely. That was rough go.
I'd like to say thank you to Ritual Dyes, Portland's local yarn shop with hand-dyed yarn tools and more, owned by a Buds parent and a Wrecker skater, who are one and the same person. And it looks like we have a timeout on Ad Astra. Our timeouts are always brought to you by RCR's official realtor, Welcome to PDX. So let's give a quick recap. We've got a score of 144 Rosebuds National All-Stars to 26 Ad Astra. How are we looking for penalties? Pretty good. How many, I can't see from here, how many penalties does White have total?
Looks like we have 5 for those and 9 for blue.
For Ad Astra.
For Ad Astra, okay.
Everybody's in a pretty good place. Ad Astra does have somebody sitting at 4. That is Snitches Get Stitches. But as we all know, it takes 7 to get ejected. So,
well, let's hope we don't get there. We have had that happen earlier.
Yes, had several skaters get ejected earlier. Turns out you can only hit people illegally so many times. There's our whistle, drawing that timeout to a close. And I believe that is, I was going to say Northern Frights, but it's Violent Violet.
Yep, number 14, Violent Violet.
And Zoe Diggity 408. Again, Rosebuds look like they're setting up for a sweep, but that's not actually what's going to happen. They're tricksy like that. Nice evasion right off the line for Zoe Diggity, able to get through lead jammer in about 7 seconds. Violent Violet working against Scar, Fizz, and TNT down there. Fizz taking out the brace, allowing Zoe to get through for 4. Havoc down in the mix as well. This time Scar providing the offense. Beautiful job by Zoe.
Violent Violet still working through as number 092 from Ad Astra is trying to break up that pod for them to get through.
Apocalypse and Raven both trying offensively to help Violent Violet there. TNT and Scar just sort of shrugging it off. I mean, a hallmark of our Buds national travel team is their defense. Like, yeah, they've got really good jammers, but their defense is really beyond compare.
Oh, absolutely. Seeing the way that they break the pod down and then reform before the jammer's even gotten a chance to recover sometimes is just insane.
Yeah, very, I don't know, river, water oriented.
Very fluid movements, definitely.
Thank you. Those were the words that I was looking for. River, water, you got it. You picked up what I was putting down.
I got you.
So we have had a star pass on Ad Astra to 101 Slugbug. And Becky, you're welcome. We love being volunteers. There is no derby without volunteers. So Diggity hitting 32. So it seems like time limits, 32 is about the biggest jam that we can fit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, 32 points is nothing to shake a stick at.
That's actually pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
And most I think I've seen in most of the bouts I've watched has been about like 20 points. So 32
yeah,
is quite
32
impressive.
is a lot. That's 8 laps. 8 passes through the pack. I mean, I guess actually 9 if you think about initial.
Yeah, initial pass plus scoring passes. Yeah, that's 9. Holy cow.
Spitfire and Foxy Dash. Ooh, that was beautiful if it had worked, but I think Foxy was bracing off of an opposing player there. Did not. Big hit from Elbow Bell. Elbow Bell is like, I am so sorry. Meanwhile, Spitfire, lead jammer. Elbow Bell getting backed up by 51 Nessie. Team Titan coming into the mix as well. Spit out there just sort of casually doing your thing.
And Foxy Dash has made it through for the initial.
Spit probably going to grab these last 4 and call it off.
Yep.
There
Perfect.
it is. Although Ad Astra was able to get 2 points. I'd like to say, well, actually, Jam on Hawthorne sponsors our jam line. I didn't know if anybody out there knew that. We've probably only said it about 1,000 times. But the jam line is brought to you by Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, nom-nomnivore-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast. I actually just went there for the first time like a month ago. It is a pretty delightful breakfast.
I am not going to lie. I have been here in Portland for about 4 years, and I still have yet to go.
I've been in Portland for like 25, and I only just for the first time, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to make a point to do that.
Longer than that, 30. I've been in Portland for 30 years.
Wow.
Donna Dangerous, just absolutely fantastic at that bean dip.
Looks like Ad Astra's gone for the star pass.
Northern Frights to Slayer. Donna coming back around. Pushing up at the front of the pack. Slayer still has yet to finish a initial pass. Donna headed to the penalty. Oh, okay. I thought I saw a direction penalty, but I guess not. I was curious because I didn't hear the whistle.
I didn't catch that either, but I saw what you were talking about.
The ref was making the direction hand sign.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was in direction to somebody, if it was in reference to somebody else. We have 2 Ad Astra.
It looks like Ad Astra.
NSO's rule.
And it looks like the Ad Astra's jammer has joined their blocker in the box.
That is going to leave the Buds in a power jam.
And Donna Dangerous calls it off with 24 points on that jam.
So there was a direction on 975 and then a misconduct on 42 and a direction on 09. Oh yeah, there are 3 at Astra in the penalty box right now.
And 1 Rosebuds. Looks like 900 for directional.
Fizzgig with a direction. That's Fizz's first penalty. Snitches Get Stitches is at 5 and is in danger since we are only in period 1 of ejection. Are we having a timeout? We are having a timeout. This timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX. It's an official timeout.
Oh.
Sounds fantastic. The officials make timeouts, and I'm not always sure why. I trust in the officials. So that is drawing the timeout to a close. Okay, Ad Astra's got their 2 blockers on the track that are currently being surrounded by buds. That is So Feisty, Elbow Bell, and Teen Titan. Raven trying to get away from it all. And
Oh.
Teen Titan is not having any of it.
And Snitches Get Stitches back out of the box and on the track.
So both jammers on the track. Strawberry Short Fuse is lead for the Buds.
And looks like a star pass from Ad Astra to
Foxy Dash.
Foxy Dash.
Okay, the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is now clear. Therapy is no longer in session for the moment. Oh, Foxy Dash through on a spin move. There we go. Ad Astra has completed the initial pass. Strawberry Short Fuse calling it off. Just over 2 minutes left in this period. And I would like to say thank you to Sasquatch HR, making nonprofit and small business workplaces better at sasquatchr.org. And it looks like we've got Zoe Diggity on the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line up against Violent Violet, number 14 of Ad Astra. There's our whistle. Zoe Diggity easily through, picking up lead jammer. Violent Violet behind Catastrophe and company. Up at the top of the pack, Scar, last line of defense.
And there goes Violent Violet on that inside line. Oh, almost going to have to be recycled back again.
Apocalypse coming in with the offense. We have an Apocalypse. And so, like, Apocalypse and Apocalypse, I'm having a very hard time separating. My tongue doesn't want to say the right words at the right time.
Totally get it.
Also, it's game 4. I have done a lot of talking so far today.
Yeah. I just think we get to come back and do this again.
Oh, I know. All day tomorrow for day 2. Zoe Diggity putting points on the board. Violent Violet still has not finished an initial for Ad Astra. Does have the cap off. Pivot was out of bounds. There's the star pass. It looked like maybe it wasn't legal the first time. Now it was legal. Maybe not. I don't know.
I wonder if they were doing it to fake out, honestly. As Violent Violet recycled back in and caught up in that pod.
Yeah, Violent Violet still in the back. Apocalypse still trying to break that pod up. Not having a huge amount of success. Zoe Diggity continuing to put points on the board with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds left in the period. We're now on jam time only.
There's the final 10 seconds of this jam.
I did just hear a penalty for somebody. Oh, 101 Slugbug. Oh, just after the star pass.
And that's halftime.
That is halftime. I'm Dr. Omnivore, and I just lost every single one of my words. Hot Wheels and I are going to take a little break, refill our cups, and maybe get a snacky snack. and we'll be back in about 9.5 minutes.
See you around.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of fake. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try it for yourself. We got you.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Inquiry number 80393, company is Seba Guide.
Welcome back to the second half of our last Bridge City Riot game for the day, not for the weekend. We've got a full day tomorrow, actually, of more Bridge City Riot. But we've got about 20 seconds left in our halftime. For a little bit of a recap, the Rosebuds All-Stars national team are sitting at 249 points to add Astra's 28. We're pretty, well, I was going to say we're pretty even on penalties, but we're not. Ad Astra is double the penalties that the Rosebuds are at. Rosebuds have 7, Ad Astra has 14. Ad Astra actually has 2 skaters who may be in a little bit of peril. Somebody's sitting at 5, somebody's sitting at 4. But that's about it. Otherwise, a pretty uneventful penalty-wise game. It's been super awesome. And yet somehow we already have a timeout. How is that even possible?
Preemptive. They had it planned.
Oh, because they didn't do their safety checks.
Ah.
In Junior Roller Derby, the second half, you have to have a visual safety check. First half is a physical hands-on safety check. Second half is just a, are your Ys on your helmets in the right places? Is your helmet nice and secure? You can see them going through the thing right now. Do they have wrists on? Do they have elbows on? Do they have knees on? And are their toe stops locked into place? There we go. So since everybody out there is vested in Juniors Roller Derby, I do want to tell you about our annual junior program fundraiser. It's Roller Rally that kicks off today. And we do need your help hitting our goal. Our junior program includes almost 200 youth skaters aged 7 to 17 who are some of the most strongest, most talented young athletes in Portland. Help us keep Roller Derby accessible and support Roller Rally today by texting ROLLER25 to 44321 or visiting rosecityrollers.com/Roller Rally. We appreciate your support. Roller Derby doesn't happen without the community. Gear check. Thank you, Renee. You are absolutely correct. For some reason, I thought the gear check had already occurred, but it did not. Here we are, Jam 1 of our second period. And it's Zoe Diggity and Violent Violet both wearing the stars. Both jammers pushing quickly to the front of the top of the pack. Zo Diggity out, lead jammer for the Buds. Violent Violet hit to the outside by Fizz, rolled back by Scar.
Nice drawback by Star.
Zo Diggity once again up at the top, putting 4 points on the board with a spin move for the Buds. Snitches get Stitches trying to take out the brace of that Buds pod.
Violent Violet still fighting through the pack.
Trying to get initial stuck there in turn one with Catastrophe, with Fizz and Scar and Catastrophe. That is Catastrophe. It's always hard when Catastrophe and Kill Pickle are rostered together, and they're not anymore, which is nice. Catastrophe's on national travel team and Kill Pickle's on regional. But it was 619, 819. They both look similar as a forearm.
Yeah, looks like Fizz got hit into the box with a forearm.
Zoe's put 16 points on the board so far. And have we had a star pass? Nobody is wearing the star. There is the cap. So it was an incomplete star pass.
Looks like we might try again, maybe.
It was an illegal star pass of some sort. 975 headed to the penalty box for the 6th penalty. That does imperil 975 some more.
And that was a multiplayer this time.
You know, during the last game when I was sitting over there by our wonderful scorekeepers, I actually asked, doesn't matter, if there had been a rules change recently that is making officiating somehow more sensitive to multiplayers, because I feel like I've seen more multiplayers this season than ever before. And he said, no.
Really? Because it's not just in the juniors. I've noticed it in the adult leagues,
Seriously,
too.
there's a lot more multiplayers. So I don't know what techniques are coming back around. I have seen a lot more whips lately, so I don't know if the whips are responsible for some of them, but I'm glad I'm not the only one who's noticed it.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the multiplayer ones, though, is on the pods themselves, not on the other player.
Yeah, it'll be on the pods because of how the linking up happens when you're in a pod.
Yeah, because they do not do that breakaway.
Correct. You have to drop your arms as soon as a jammer challenges that connection. Northern Frights. Oh, just kidding. We have a jammer swap. We've got a star pass to Slayer on Ad Astra. Spitfire calling it off. I'd like to say thank you to 888, our other exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR. Certified Sweat Saver, developed, tested, and trusted by the best. We've officially gotten to that part of the day where I start coughing because I've been talking too much.
Be sure to follow and tag at Rose City Rollers on social media.
But that's why we have cough drops up here.
There we go.
Donna Dangerous and Foxy Dash. Slayer quickly moving up front, getting ready to receive Donna. Donna able to sneak by.
And there goes Slayer. Oh,
yeah,
and
but
out.
Scar, wow,
Ow.
that was gorgeous. Scar got a penalty on it, an illegal contact. It looked like a pretty clean hit to me. But I am neither an official, nor do I have their perspective on the track.
Exactly. And we are just up here watching. Oh, and that was the jam called off.
Yeah, Donna picking up 3 and calling it off. So I wonder what we're going to get here on the replay. Okay, cool. Just some roller derby.
Right.
Looks like we've got Strawberry Short Fuse. And number 49 is going to be Northern Frights. I thought Northern Frights was going to get through without any difficulty there. That was a big hit. Strawberry Short Fuse lead. That was a legal hit on Northern Frights. Northern Frights now taking the cap off looking for Slugbug, the pivot.
And they're recycling Slugbug back, it looks like.
The Buds are so good with their lateral movement. Like, that's the thing that I noticed is they get a blocker to commit to where they're going, and then they just stop and immediately move in the opposite direction. Strawberry Short Fuse did just now get a penalty and is headed to the penalty box. Looks like an illegal procedure. Illegal position. I keep saying illegal procedure. It's illegal position. You are not in the right place at the right time. Northern Frights is in a power jam right now. The Buds do so good at neutralizing power jams, though.
Oh, yeah.
Scar was doing her best to hold the inside line. Got hit out of bounds by number 18. I believe that's Raven. Raven pulling a penalty on that, a direction. Strawberry Short Fuse back out of the box and scoring points.
Northern Frights trying to go for that star pass, and Slugbug has it.
So if you notice, they only got 2 points on that pass, and that is because blockers have to be upright and inbounds in order to be counted as a point in the scoring pass. So there were 2 blockers who were not upright and inbounds.
As much derby as I watch, I still learned something new today.
The no pass, no penalty, or no earned points or no earned pass, I'm still learning that one.
Oh, looks like that's a penalty for 867 forearm.
Teen Titan. Nice star pass on that Radical Wheels replay. I'd like to say thank you to Menopause Northwest and Portland Vital Signs. Thank you so much for being our sponsors. Oh, we have too many skaters on the track. Ad Astra has 1 too many players, I think, on the track. 1, 2, just kidding. Nope, there's 5.
Are we sure about that? Because they just pulled a player to the bench. Looks like they had Raven come off.
Maybe they did. I thought I was hallucinating.
I had to double check and track, but yeah, looks like they're at the correct count now.
That was a beautiful hit by Havoc.
Violent Violet coming around after that initial pass, coming back up on the pack, and the jam was called off.
One, 2, 3, 4.
Going out this time, looks like Rosebuds has Spitfire, Ad Astra has Foxy Dash for jam.
That'll be a nice matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Seeing these two go head-to-head with the way they move through the pack is going to be impressive.
I believe Spit has been on Team USA in the past. We actually usually have a lot of RCR skaters on Team USA, and this time around I think we only have a couple.
Oh. Spitfire's out on lead. Foxy Dash still working on that initial pass.
Foxy Dash rolled back to the pivot line by So Feisty and company.
And there goes Spitfire all the way back to the jam line this time on the recycle.
Is So Feisty, Elbow Bell, and Nessie, I believe, number 51.
Yep.
With the little addition of Nicotine Kills, they are covering the inside line. Spitfire through for another 4. Nico busting that pod up ahead of Spit getting through.
And Foxy's out on the initial pass.
Spit going ahead and calling that off. Every once in a while I can hear our in-house announcers say a couple of things that makes me giggle. I'd like to say thank you to a couple more of our sponsors, Trailhead Credit Union and Lionheart Kombucha. Thank you so much for being sponsors of ours, I feel like for forever. I love how Northern Frights kind of stands there passively at the jam line until the whistle blows.
And then just takes
And then they
off.
just explode. Donna Dangerous aggressively pushing lead jammer. Paco is doing such a great job, Renee. Such a good job. Who won MVP, most valuable blocker, in that first game that Ad Astra played? I didn't catch the MVPs. I wanted it to be Paco. I thought Paco deserved it a lot. We've had a star pass on Ad Astra to Slugbug.
And Donna Dangerous through the pack with another 4. And going around to that, duck to the outside.
It's a
and through
bean
the
dip. Bean dip on the outside. Coming back around. Oh, nice job by Slugbug, actually, to get in Donna's way. Still trying to get in Donna's way. Donna passed Slugbug off to Scar and Cat. Havoc going and taking a seat for a back block.
Ooh.
Donna with a big hit there on the back stretch. Being asked if she can continue. She can. Oh, it wasn't Paco. It was Sasscracker. Well, Sasscracker also had a really great game. My personal MVP was Paco. Fingers crossed Paco gets it this game.
And that's the call off. 16 points, Rosebuds, 0 Ad Astra.
I'd like to say thank you to Portland Mercury and Secret Aardvark. The last 2 sponsors I have to say thank you to. And it looks like we've got Strawberry Short Fuse and Violet.
So 14-14. Oh boy.
I am amazed by how much repetition there is in the numbers. It's always my favorite when we've got like a 0, a 0, 0, a 0, 0, 0, a 0, 0, 7, a 0, 0, 9, and then trying to keep everybody straight when we can only see a couple of numbers at a time from up here. Foxy Dash with that patented, I'm just going to say that at this point, patented jump spin move. Taking a page from Bonnie Thunders, I feel like. Violent Violet still working, well, on an initial because they're sitting in the penalty box on a cut track. On a cut track.
Yep. And
Strawberry Short Fuse is going to get the word to keep going because Ad Astra hasn't completed an initial pass yet, so points are safe. Oh, that's great that Paco won MVP in the last home game. She's getting the credit she deserves. Strawberry Short Fuse headed to the penalty box, I believe, on a back block. Nope, on a cut track.
and it looks like we had 51 for Rosebuds, also getting in a legal position.
Nessie. Nice job by Sophici to escort Violent Violet into the center there. Strawberry Short Fuse out of the box. 8 seconds left in the jam. Ow. That was my knee. Jam comes to its natural conclusion there as the jam clock runs out. 3/4 of the way through the game. We have a timeout. As always, that is a welcome to PDX timeout, RCR's official realtor. And I hope that everybody will stick with us for the last game of our day. Not on this stream, however, because this is Bridge City Riot. But we do have an adult home team game coming up at 7 p.m. That will be on a different stream. But if you're lucky, you'll be able to hear me yet again.
And also, fans, our junior program fundraiser, Rosebuds, is underway now. Support the future of Rosebuds by donating at rosebuds.com/Rosebuds.
And that looks like the team timeout is over, and they are coming back to the track.
Gotta love those timeouts.
Perfect moment for you to grab some snacks if you had the chance, or even grab some merch from our booth over there that is helping support our youth program.
I think you can get most of that merch online too for all of our at-home streaming fans. See, here we go. Northern Frights looking super passive until that whistle blows, and then just explosively up to the front of the pack. Zoe Diggity getting around Raven. Lead jammer goes to the Buds.
Northern Fright still working through the pack and going for the star pass, it looks like. Slugbug's still on the offense, though, and not catching on yet.
So Diggity not super sure about what was just happening, but ended up getting through with a no pass, no penalty. I always think it's funny when skaters look to the refs for like, am I clear? Is it going to be a cut track? And the refs are like, I'm not getting anything from me.
Right. Some of them are like, what did I do?
Yep. Zoe coming back around. We have a star pass on Astra to
Slugbug.
Slugbug. Zoe Diggity going ahead and calling it off. Because Slugbug was in scoring position. Oh, Havoc jamming.
Foxy Dash jamming for Astra this one.
Havoc and Foxy Dash. That'll be a lot of fun. Raven getting off the track. Penalty box is clear. Here's our 5 seconds. Nico set up to break that brace up right off the line. Ooh, Foxy Dash escorted to the outside by So Feisty. Ooh, Havoc with a cut track. I didn't even see that happen.
I do believe it was on the inside line when she was trying to make her way through the pack.
Doesn't surprise me. So that is going to leave Foxy in a power jam. The Buds are pretty adept at killing power jams. So Buds all set up to receive Foxy when she gets back on the track.
And just slamming into that pod, trying to go for that outside line again and getting recycled.
So Feisty with the bump out to the outside. Whole pack now back to where things started between the jam and the pivot line.
Oh,
Havoc back on the track. Because Havoc has already had a penalty assessed, Havoc is ineligible for lead jammer. Nice job by Slugbug there at the top of the pack. Havoc now putting points on the board.
You know, I think it's the first time I've ever seen roller derby played backwards.
They do. They are creeping back in non-derby direction.
Rosebud's just pushing that pack further and further back.
And I do believe that is the expulsion penalty for 975. It is.
That it is. And the last one, a direction again.
So at the end of this jam, 975 will be asked to gear down. Havoc, meanwhile, putting more points up on the board. Beautiful little apex jump there. Zoom room apex jump at the whistle by Havoc.
I just happened to look up and catch it, but I noticed that Astra had their jammer switch back over to doing defense against the other team's jammer again.
Yeah, if they're not going to put points on the board, they may as well become part of the pack.
Exactly.
Timeout being called. As always, timeouts brought to you by Welcome to PDX and Deb Counts-Tabor, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers. And it's actually an official review. I wonder if Astra is going to try. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I'm not even making any speculation. So I'm wondering if they were going to try and get the penalty reversed on Snitches Get Stitches. But I don't know. I feel like we've had several official reviews, but only one has actually talked into the mic. The other ones I feel like have been used as timeouts. Because you get an official review back at the half. You do not get your timeouts back at the half. You only have 3 timeouts for the game.
Yeah, Rosebuds still holding on to all 3 of theirs. Astra's got 1 left.
With 11 and a half minutes to play. That's still quite a bit of roller derby.
Absolutely.
So Snitches Get Stitches is leaving the track at this point. A nice little campfire circle there on the track.
Don't forget, if you want to check out more of RCR's sponsors, look for hashtag RCR sponsor on social media.
And if you are, I want to say interacting with our sponsors. If you are doing something with our sponsors, shopping there, eating, drinking, whatever, post on social media, hashtag RCR sponsor, and there's a possibility that you can win a ticket to a game. We love seeing our sponsors mentioned online. Our sponsors love it too.
Oh, absolutely.
So you'll see on the screen right now that there is a QR code to support the Rosebuds All-Stars. That is part of our roller rally. We try to fundraise $36,000 every year in order to help support all of our juniors programming. And we could always use your support.
Absolutely. Derby doesn't happen without volunteers. It also doesn't happen without you.
And every dollar makes a difference. So here at RCR, we actually have a whole gear lending program. Oh, we're sending it down to the track. If we can make the microphone work. I think somebody is seeking a low block. Oh, we're done. If the dots finishes flashing and goes away, Astra did not retain their official review. We'll see. And nobody went to the box.
Yeah. While we wait for this, it looks like Spitfire is going to go up against Foxy Dash in this next jam. And they have...
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the dot went away, so Astra did not retain their official review. Whatever their official review may have been. Spitfire does have lead jammer. Foxy Dash hit to the inside by Scar. Spit through for 4.
Locked and loaded, trying to help break up that pod. So the
Locked
Foxy
and
Dash can
loaded.
get through.
Yeah, with some very effective offense. Slayer coming through, trying to knock out that brace as well. The Rosebuds are just able to cope so well, even if that brace does get knocked out.
Oh, and there they go.
Star is off, but Foxy is putting it back on. Was not passing to Slugbug.
Slugbug got knocked out that last second right there.
Foxy through on initial.
Looks like Foxy might go for that inside line.
Wow.
And
Picks up all 4. Oh, 3. Picks up 3. Amazing job.
That's good hustle. Okay.
Looks like we're going to see. Oh, okay. That's number 51.
that would be Nessie going up against Northern Frights, number 49 from Astra.
There we go. There's our whistle.
There you go. Once again, Nessie, first time jamming here for the Sparks.
Nessie making it look easy.
Northern Frights once again for Astra.
Northern Frights putting up a heck of a fight trying to get through that pack. And it looks like they're going for Star Pass.
Slugbug out there again. I feel like Slugbug is out every single jam. There is the Star Pass to Slugbug on Ad Astra.
And Slugbug makes it through.
That is how we pressure the jam to get called off. Nessie will let Slugbug expend all of this energy, and then we'll call it off. If you're interested in sponsoring the Rose City Rollers in 2025, you could have your mission-aligned brand integrated into our vibrant community of skaters, fans, and volunteers. The opportunities are truly endless. Go to www.rosecityrollers.com/our sponsors or email our sponsors or send an email to sponsorship@rosecityrollers.com to learn more.
Oh, just happened to catch this, and 49 is in the box for an illegal position.
TNT lead jammer.
And this is the first time I've seen TNT on the track as a jammer today.
TNT, amazing blocker. Jam's pretty darn good too. Same with Nessie. Nessie is not a primary jammer, I don't feel like, at least not in the couple of games that I've seen this weekend. But again, does a wonderful job when she does jam. TNT through for 4.
And Violent Violet passing off the star to Foxy Dash.
Oh. Yep, go back.
It was a good attempt on that apex jump, just did not complete.
TNT going ahead and calling it off. 7.5 minutes left. And who are we going to have come to the line? Looks like Strawberry Short Fuse.
Up against Foxy Dash.
Foxy Dash. Strawberry Short Fuse likely to get lead here.
Possibly. It looks like Ad Astra's kind of. Nope.
There we go.
You're right. There you go. It looked almost for a second like Ad Astra had a nice little scoop to hold him in.
Teen Titan, I think, heading on a destruction penalty. Illegal position. That includes destruction. Foxy Dash is out on initial. Calls the jam off. I don't know how we can have 2 headsets and be so tangled.
Gotta love Bird's Nest.
There we go. We're fine now. I just kept getting my knee stuck in them for some reason. I don't know how I was getting my knee stuck.
Is it run under the table? Or?
It runs however it wants to. Yeah.
I feel like I'm on a short leash.
I think I actually did give you way too short a leash.
That's all good.
There you go. You have way more leash back now.
Freedom! Now I can see the track. All right, and it looks like Zoe Diggity's out on the lead with Northern Frights right behind as they're coming back up on the pack. Zoe Diggity going through and calling it off.
2 points for RCR, 0 Ad Astra.
And on this Radical Wheels replay, we see the jammers take off as Zoe Diggity just blew through the pack with Northern Frights right behind.
That was a really great replay. It was a great read of the replay. And so now we have Foxy Dash again. And Scar. Scar used to jam a lot. Scar through for lead. Foxy Dash right there behind.
And Scar taken off. Foxy Dash trying to keep up.
Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is clear.
And that was a call off.
Scar picking up 3 at Astra 0. I'd like to say thank you to 187 Killer Pads again. 187 Killer Pads worn by the most pros in the world. If you skate, you know why. They are pretty awesome pads.
Oh, absolutely. They've saved my noggin a couple times.
My noggin, my knees, my
Oh, yeah.
elbows, all of the parts. Spitfire and Violent Violet. Spit going up the inside, lead jammer.
Oh. Slugbug working through to try and help Violent Violet get through that pack. And stay on the jammer at the same time as Spitfire has made it through with 4 points. Violent Violet still working on trying to get through that pack. And it looks like Violent Violet has the star off, going for an attempt on the star pass. Spitfire through for another 4 points. While
Spit has potential to put up a full 32 again.
and it looks like possibility with the, oh,
Nice little zoom room apex jump there, fully staying in bounds.
Violent Violet fighting hard to get that star pass. Slugbug.
Just over 3 minutes left in the game. Spit escorted to the outside.
And that's the call. 20 points, Rosebuds.
Ad Astra not able to complete that initial pass. So we have official timeout here. All of our timeouts brought to us by Debcounts Tabor and RCR, the official RCR Realtor. I can't believe I messed up that read quite as bad as I did. Welcome to PDX and Debcounts Tabor. I mean, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. There's not much more to say.
It has been a hard fight, and they have been staying at it this entire time.
I hope Ad Astra goes and nourishes their bodies and maybe goes and sits in a hot tub this evening, treats themselves well. That's 2 very hard games that they've played in one day.
Absolutely, and they have been amazing at staying motivated and staying at it on the track.
I hope they come back. I would actually love to see more Midwest teams. I feel like we don't see very many Midwest teams over here in the Northwest because we're so privileged to have as many teams in the Northwest as we do.
Right.
Nice to see Violent Violet get up off the track under her own power. It looks like to me like she fell really hard on her tailbone.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who has done that several times, it does not feel good.
I've actually concussed myself one time doing that.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, just landed straight on it, and the shock went straight up my spine,
Yes.
the base of my skull. I did not know that was a possibility.
Yes. So anytime you fall, you are actually at potential of a concussion because your brain is just, you know, jello meat floating around in some fluid inside your skull. Donna Danger is through, lead jammer.
And the star pass for Ad Astra. Looks like Slugbug's going to take it.
That was a really nice, quick. It was an illegal star pass.
Illegal. Back to Northern Frights. And to the box, it looks like.
Power jam for Donna Dangerous. The penalty will pop up here in a second. Oh, it was a high block. It is easy-ish to get a high block when you're doing that pass because your arm gets up here.
Mm-hmm. And now it looks like Raven has gone to the box for Ad Astra for a direction.
Ad Astra is still having fun, Renee. They are still absolutely bringing it and killing it on the track, which I deeply admire. To be able to stay so strong and motivated and play so well when you're at this kind of a point differential really speaks to the mettle of your team. So excited that they continue to fight and continue to look like they're having such a good time. Donna coming back around. Here's the star pass from Northern Frights to Slugbug. And that was a Zoom Room Apex jump.
Elbow bells in the box for an illegal position.
See, I need somebody to explain illegal position to me a little bit more because, like, there's a ton of stuff in there. Like, it's
Yeah.
obviously you're just in the wrong spot. But, like,
Yeah, wrong spot, wrong time, basically, is what it sounds like. We're going to have to get somebody up here to, like, break this down.
no, that's just the way it always is. We always get tangled.
I need answers. All right. Donna's still working through until the back.
28 or 42 points. Not 42, 32. I just gave-
32.
There we go, 32. That's our third 32-point jam this game, I believe.
Yeah.
About the highest you can get. So, unless, oh no, not unless there's a penalty or timeout. We will have one final jam. There it is.
So feisty against Foxy Dash, and so feisty's out against.
So Feisty just needs to hold it for 3, 2, 1 seconds. So Feisty can call it now, and it would be totally fine. We are off the period clock and on the jam clock. So Feisty's going to run it.
Ooh, that was
That was kind of a clothesline. So Feisty doesn't seem to care that much.
and is still going.
Foxy Dash locked up behind Scar and Fizz.
Oh.
So Feisty one to beat. That is out of play. So Feisty picking up 4 more.
Foxy Dash still working on getting through that pack. It looks like they're trying to help break it up.
Killer Quinn coming in with the offense, trying to put something together there. A 0-9 just got their 7th penalty, so that's a foul out in the last jam of the game, so it won't have any effect on gameplay.
And for those of you wondering what that was a forearm call.
So Feisty, 27 more seconds on the clock. You are totally welcome for keeping you updated with the stream. We will have a great weekend. I think Ad Astra is playing tomorrow, so hopefully, Renee, we'll see you on the stream again tomorrow. Yeah, so Ad Astra is playing the Seattle Derby Brats in Game 5, and then playing the Southside Rivals in Game 7.
And that is it.
So there we go. We've got an unofficial score, 489 for the Rosebuds to Ad Astra's 39. I give it up to Ad Astra for continuing to fight for that entire game. That was not easy, and they really, really persevered, which says, again, just so much about them as a team. Was there anything? I think I just cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to say, they played amazing. They were absolutely on top of it and stayed pushing the entire time. So that's been an impressive bout to watch.
Absolutely. I hope everybody will come back to YouTube and our channel for the new stream for the adult bout that starts at 7. That's an hour and a half. That's a lot of time to kill. But I hope you spend it wisely. And I'm Dr. Noms, and I will talk to you all later on.
And I'm Hot Wheels. I'm out.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try it for yourself. We got you.